when you got the call, like, how did it feel? What was that first feeling?
You know, it's that's been a very fascinating question, man. To be honest with you, I was in my office just doing my regular stuff in my regular day, just making sure my kids were paying attention in their virtual class and not bugging me while I'm working. That's pretty much the day that was happening. But I was expecting it. You're supposed to get a call regardless if you make it or not, and just hearing it, man, is just kind of my life going all flashing before my eyes pretty much, and just thinking about every bus ride, um, you know, every trip that we took, every uniform that I put on, every teammate that I had. Those were the things that were really just flooding my memory at that time, and just being grateful for my whole situation, and really for the ride so far, and just to be mentioned up there with the greats of the game. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better.
Chris, born and raised in Dallas, man. I watch it from the time you were at G Tech to the time you got drafted to your time in Toronto, your time in Miami. Like, have you started writing your speech, man? Like, how do you even sum all that up, CB? Like, how do you put that into words, man?
It's really man, that's a great question. It's really impossible to put it into words. We're gonna try. Um, you can't thank enough people. I mean, when I say the rides and stuff like that, I really do mean that. The coaches keeping the gym open early, maybe even giving me a key so I could come back at night and just dream and aspire to be great. That coach who took me to the football game and took me, to get maybe a hot meal after the game and then take me home. Countless hours and rides, um, and really just support and help that I'm appreciative for. So, I'm going to try my best to, really, really talk about the story of basketball from going from the concrete in Hutchins, Texas to the recreation center at Tommy M. Allen in Highland Hills to Lincoln High School in South Dallas, just aspiring to be the best basketball player that I could be. But more importantly, making friends, putting the work in, believing, dreaming, and just being a gym rat, man. That's what I remember most about the process. That's what my friends and close ones are reminding me about this process and getting to this point, was that they tell me, you were always in the gym. That's all you did. That's all you ever wanted to do. And now we're here.
To be the best, you have to be around the best, right? You got a chance to be around guys like Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, the Arison family, with the Miami Heat organization that helped you guys propel. A situation that's kind of
Mm.
brewing that we're watching with two younger stars in Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown in Boston, and Danny Ainge trying to surround him with the right pieces and Brad Stevens. What do you think is going on there, CB? What do you think is holding this team back from having that same kind of success that you guys had down in Miami?
Well, I think it's competitive edge, if you ask me. I think we can all agree that they took a tremendous amount of steps back this year. And when you have two guys like that, you should not have a season like they had this year. I think they're going to have to get used to competing with the next on their back. Due to the fact that they've been successful. If you have an off night, you know, Tatum will light you up for 40 points if you're not paying attention. So they're going to have to learn how to get over that next hump of expectation. And Brad Stevens is going to have to push those guys. It seems like, they're lacking some sort of intensity. And it's been like that throughout the whole season. So we'll see what happens. You definitely don't want to have a wasted season with those two guys, but with Jaylen Brown out, I don't think they're going to last very long, especially in playoff situations. But for next year, just looking forward, they're going to have some things to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, you won two championships with LeBron James, and his health is somewhat in question as they get ready for the play-in tournament. Do you think he has enough gas left in the tank to get through to make a deep run into the playoffs?
Man, you don't want to be injured going into the playoffs. It's a part of it. They're going to be treating that ankle 24/7, pretty much around the clock, until he gets into the game. Both he and AD have been struggling with injury all year. You don't want to have your two best players in that situation. But with that said, it's a part of the game. And if you're going to have two players injured, I guess LeBron and AD could be the ones that could overcome those challenges. And it's tough to repeat. It's tough to repeat as a champion. Those guys know that, and this is their challenge with the play-in situation coming up, especially with Steph Curry being as dangerous as he is in a one-off situation. They're going to have to do it with their defense. I don't think they can rely on offense too much. I don't think LeBron is going to be able to fly up and down the court like he usually does, but he can still be a facilitator. He can still slow the game down and just kind of really make it a defensive battle. And you know, if they do that, they can use their size, look for them to trap Steph Curry as much as possible. They're going to have to make someone else beat them, because if he has a 40, 50-point night, you know, that's something that you don't want in a one-off situation.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.